What's up, board fam? Eric here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Melanie Mack. That's right, Melanie Mack, someone we have not discussed on this channel in great detail since the summer of 2025. And the reason why is Melanie Mack walked away from the grift. She walked away from the scamminess, the con stuff. She walked away from all of it to go over and run a gaming channel where she was getting a fraction of the viewership she was getting on her main channel. And it seemed like there was something else happening. I said back then, I was like, something else is definitely going on. You don't walk away from your primary source of income completely unless you got something else happening. And so I knew something else was going on in the background. Now, she made this video the other day and it was brought to my attention by someone in chat. Sorry, I can't remember who it was, but Where I've Been is the title of this video. And so she's going to go into detail. It's a 14-minute video on what's been going on with her. And I'm very interested in this because she was one of the first grifty channels to walk away completely, like just give up doing all this stuff. And I still don't believe she's coming back like full-time making this content. Regardless of what she says in this video, I don't believe it. I'll have to see it to believe it. But let's hear what she has to say. Melanie Mack, she's back, and we have a quartering clip we're going to watch at the end of this video, so you want to watch the whole thing, fam. Here we go. Let's jump into it.
So what was supposed to be a maybe 1 month break turned into over a 6 month break, and here I am. Hi guys, just wanted to catch up with you all, give you an update about what's been going on with my life because a lot of stuff has changed. But yeah, on my last update, I told you guys I was taking a bit of a break from the Go Boom stuff for a multitude of reasons. And I was going to focus more on the gaming streams on my other channel. So I did that. And I did that for months and months and months. And now here I am now. So yeah. So basically, I did all of that. And I got married. And
yeah, she got married to somebody who I believe is a very big name in the cosplay community. And that's sending shockwaves over on Facebook. If you've been checking out Facebook and you've been following this content creator, I think it's called Junkers Cosplay. And I've seen several people post about the fact that this cosplay community now has a person who is married to a MAGA wife. And they've talked about her making bigoted content and all this. It seems to be sending shockwaves through that community. And I believe his online handle is Johnny Junkers. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that, but that's the information I have. Let's continue.
I am in the middle of a move right now, so I've been figuring out, like, hey, I didn't know if I was just going to take a break from this channel and just not come back, but
so like she took the break saying that it was going to be a short break. She was gone for over 6 months. And now she's admitting that she didn't know if she was ever even coming back to the channel, which just proves that my original Sherlock Holmes take on this, that she was not planning on coming back, is true. If you go back and you look at my video from that period in time with her, and I'll link it in this video if you guys want to go back and watch that one. If you go back and watch that video, the one where she talks about leaving, I didn't believe that she was coming back. I didn't think that she wanted to come back. So this just, again, validates and backs up my my assertion.
I'm really bouncing a lot of different ideas around in my head on what I want to do. I know, like, this channel was so focused mostly on, like, nerd culture commentary. And while I did do, like, some social commentary as well, I don't know. So at this point, I wanted to give you guys a live update and then just give you some ideas of what I'm possibly going to do as I come back and just see how you guys are doing, what you guys are thinking. I know some of you guys joined me for my gaming streams. Some of y'all didn't, and I understand.
Very few people. That's just me talking shit. Those streams were very dead compared to her, like, Culture War streams. But let's continue.
Because if gaming streams aren't your thing, like, that's totally understandable. But yeah, basically, it's like I'm in the middle of a move right now. My husband and I are moving into a new place, and just got through, like, getting here back to Texas with him because he lived in California and I rescued him from there. So
That's really interesting. So she pulled her husband from California to Texas. You know, I've speculated that Melanie Mack's family is part of some weird, like, church situation And this feels like maybe that had something to do with it. I do believe that when Melanie, at some point in the last 10 years, when Melanie did this shift, it was because of being involved with the church and her family. And that's when all of this started to happen. And so I believe that she didn't want to move to California with her husband. This is speculation. I don't have any inside information. But I do believe that she didn't want to move to California with her husband because it would have taken her away from whatever this church thing she has going on. And so she twisted his arm to come back here. And that's bad news for him if he's not aware of how dangerous this whole situation is.
It's funny because, like, so you guys also know I'm on, like, the quartering live.
Of course.
On Tuesdays and Thursdays. And a lot of gossip channels and stuff are, like, really going crazy with what's going on with my marriage or whatever. Like, some people are like, oh, is she hiding it? Is she like... But I've been so open about it on my Instagram and posting about that, like, on my Instagram stories a lot. But on quartering live, I haven't, like, talked about it a whole lot because it's just, like... It's one of those things where I just feel like, okay... It feels a little bit like, okay, I don't want all the attention to be on me on quartering live when it's supposed to be about the show. All
right, so let's watch a clip from the quartering. I think we'll insert the clip here. I think it's really relevant here since she's talking about the quartering. Let's hear what the quartering had to say about some of this. I found this over on Twitter, and so here we go.
If you're in the chat, I'm worried about where Melanie Mack is. Stop being such a fucking loser, you know?
So loser to wonder where somebody is?
You guys know she's married.
Interesting thing.
And she's on her honeymoon. So if you're trying to, like, get a response by being a degenerate piece of shit, like, know that she's my friend.
Degenerate? Like, it's really funny when these guys throw around the word degenerate. I mean, we could spend a whole video talking about the double standards and the hypocrisy and the fact they support an administration full of degenerates, full of, like, people covering up the Epstein files. But sure, just toss the word around like you're not part of that entire problem. Just toss it around.
And it's not going to work.
Oh, okay.
I suppose it worked by getting me to say that.
It did. Yeah. So they baited you and you took the bait. You could have just ignored it. Here's a fun thing. If you're doing a live stream and somebody in the chat is baiting you with something that you know is bait, like if you're smart enough to recognize that it's bait, don't respond to it. Unless you want to actually engage with it. Like oh, this person is saying something that could possibly be bait, but I do want to engage with it because I want to clear something up. I want to clear up some misconceptions, some sort of misunderstanding. Then you can do it. But if you take the bait and then you're like, oh, but this is exactly what you wanted me to do. Ha ha ha, joke's on you. Bro, come on.
I'm super pumped that we got that good pull on Pokemon because the Pokemon openings have been brutal.
That in the middle of this video is so fucking funny. Like, you have this piece of shit guy here doing Pokemon polls while talking about degeneracy and, like, one of the women co-host on his panel. It's just funny. So fucking funny.
There's also this, like, weird, like, Jeremy's friends with a girl, so he's definitely trying to sleep with her thing.
I mean, look, here's the thing. I do believe that people can be friends with people of another gender. I'm never going to be like, oh, that's impossible. But these guys are guys that talk about women like they objectify women in a really gross way. So when people assume that you're a creeper, that you're some strange gooner who is like creeping on all the women you're around, they're doing that because that's your vibe. That's the vibe you're giving off. That's what it's giving to all of us. So when people accuse you of it, it is because that is what you are projecting to your audience, to the people who are consuming your content. They see you as somebody who would objectify her and want to get in her pants. And therefore, they assume that about you because you've not given them any reason to believe otherwise, because you guys won't shut the fuck up about how Hollywood is uglifying women. And then talking about AI art with, like, these big tit AI art characters.
that has being perpetrated by only people who have never been allowed around girls.
Right.
And I don't know what to
Nice
tell you.
deflection.
You know, I'm friends with a lot of girls, and
Yeah.
you're allowed to watch football with them and be married and not be trying to sleep with them.
Oh.
You guys all know I'm a boob guy anyway.
Wait. Let's run that comment back. What?
You guys all know I'm a boob guy anyway.
So he's a boob guy anyway. So there's some sort of degeneracy in wondering whether or not you are doing something creepy to your co-host who happens to be a woman. And here you are clarifying that you believe Melanie Mack has small boobs and therefore you're not interested in her because she has small boobs. And then we're supposed to just sit back and go, this guy isn't a weirdo. He's not a creep. He's not a degenerate. But you've been paying attention to her boobs? Let me ask you a question. If you're friends with somebody, just friends, are you checking out physical parts of their body to determine whether or not they're fuckable? Is that just normal? Is that normal behavior? I'm actually asking for a friend. Is that normal behavior?
It's like a totally weird fan fiction. I like my boobs, 2 scoops full. All right. So I love Melanie, but as a friend.
Okay, so are you saying, let me try and figure this out. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Is he saying that if she had bigger boobs, he would be creeping on her? He would be trying to hook up with her? There would be something for us to get concerned about? There would be something for her husband to be concerned about? Is that what he's saying? Is that if she had bigger boobs, he would be into her? And that's the only thing preventing him from doing that? But everybody else are degenerates, right?
It's easy to do. She's great. She's a ride or die type of person. Do I think, to get back with the content? Well, the last...
All right, we're going to move back over to Melanie because that's weird. That's really fucking weird. But let's move back over to Melanie. All right, here we go.
I guess that's how I feel, and I'm a little shy about it, which is funny because even though, and yeah, Jeremy and Hannah Claire, obviously I told them, like, we have a group chat. So I told them when it was all going on and stuff, and they were so happy for me and congratulated me, and I sent them pictures and all that. But on the actual show, it's just like, I don't know. And I maybe you guys can relate, like, just think of when something like that would happen in your life. Like, and you're at work, it's like, do you want all the attention just to be on you in your personal life?
I mean, are we talking about like just mentioning it or just nonstop talking about it? Because it's a weird situation here where you're saying you didn't bring it up at all to this massive audience while you're on a show with somebody who is being accused of creeping you out, somebody who's being accused of like being into you in a weird way. And you could simply be like, well, I'm engaged or I'm getting married or whatever. And then maybe that'll take some of the heat off of the situation. You just decide that you're going to completely leave that out of any discussion. However, you're totally open about it everywhere else. That's really fucking strange.
I don't know. It's like, okay, on my streams, on my videos, on my Instagram, all that kind of stuff, it's like, yeah, but on...
Well, you weren't making content on your main channel, though. That's the thing. That's why people were like, they could only find you on gaming streams and the quartering streams. Those were the 2 locations you were at the most. I don't remember anybody talking about your Instagram or anything like that. So those were the main 2 places that people could check you out if they wanted to find out what was going on with you. And you decided in the biggest of those spaces, which is the quartering streams, you're just going to leave it out? That's weird. I'm sorry, that's weird.
Ordering live, it just feels like
Peculiar.
I'm on a show with 2 other people, and I just don't want to hog all the attention on my personal life there, even though I'm open about everything.
Contradictory.
But it's just, yeah, it's one of those things. But anyway, no, the gossip people are not correct. I mean, the gossip people, they got to make up stuff for entertainment, so that's what they do.
So what is the gossip, though? The gossip people. I don't understand. That's so vague. Is it the gossip people saying you were hooking up with Jeremy? Is that what you're talking about? And you don't want to say it because you don't want to validate it by even mentioning it? Is that the gossip stuff you're talking about? Like, what do you mean by gossip people? I'm lost on that one. Maybe she's going to explain it more. If not, it's totally vague. It's vague booking.
And that's what's keeping their stuff going. But no, Jeremy and Hannah Claire are both super happy for me and all of that. So I'm excited. But anyway, so
Okay.
yeah, right now I'm just kind of like these big, huge life changes have happened. And so now it's like I'm just figuring that out. So getting moved and I'll be set up in our new place here in the next couple weeks or so, and then I'm gonna like redecorate my set and everything. And so I'm just trying to figure out what balance I'm gonna do with content and stuff, because obviously as a wife, like that's my top priority, is being a good wife, and then all of this other stuff that I'm doing, like I still want to do that because I enjoy it, but I think the balance and how I approach that is just something I'm going to figure out. So
I do want to give credit where credit is due here, not to Melanie, but to like the situation that we're seeing here with her channel. She's been very into that whole trad wife stuff, the traditional wife situation. And I've said, why don't you just go out and be a traditional wife if that's what you want to do? So if that's what she wants to do and she's actually living in that, then good for her. Good for her. I don't believe in this. I believe that women who do a submissive thing to their husbands, it's weird to me. It's really creepy. I don't know. That's me being a little judgy. I understand, but that's just the way I feel about it. As far as like the balance of content, this is a really important distinction here with what I was saying about her last year when she took her break and she wasn't sure if she was coming back. Is the content wasn't making a lot of money for her. And so it didn't seem like it was worth it for her to invest all of her time into it. But now that she is married to somebody who probably is bringing in the bulk of their household income, now she feels like it might be okay for her to come back and waste time doing videos because now she doesn't have to worry about making money off of them. So we'll see, like, is she really in it like that? Like, is this something she really cares about? Or is it all a game to her? Is it all a front? Is it all fake? We'll find out depending on what her output looks like.
I uploaded a short here, and some of you guys are like really excited that I'm back, and some of y'all really want to see more content here on this Go Boom channel. And so we'll see at what capacity I'm going to do that. But if I do, I kind of want to lean more into like regular social commentary and even a little bit of politics and stuff. I mean,
oh God, her talking about politics? That's going to be a bad time. That's going to be a bad time. Imagine for a second your worst time at a bar. You go out, you get really wasted, and you have the worst time ever. That is what it's going to be like times 1,000 with her giving political commentary. And if she does, I will break down and chop up every single thing that she says that I think is problematic. And that could make for a lot of content. So we'll see. Yeah, like social commentary and politics, like, no, stay the fuck away from that. You were bad at what you were doing before. It's going to be even worse if that becomes something you're really, quote unquote, passionate about.
you know, some of y'all don't like it. I'm a MAGA girl. Like, I just am. I'm a MAGA girl. I'm a Christian MAGA girl. Like,
that is so the cognitive dissonance there. MAGA right now is going through one of their biggest internal battles over just about everything they stand for. Everything. And for you to still proudly say you're a MAGA girl is a choice. Like, it legitimately is one of the strangest choices. Right now, we have so many people, and if you follow me on the worst place on the internet, Twitter, you'll know that I share from time to time. So many people involved with MAGA, whether it be pastors or people that were involved in the government, get caught for child abuse and all kinds of awful things regarding children. We have the Epstein cover-up going on, and even a lot of the women in the Republican Party who used to be MAGA, loyal to Trump, loyal to the MAGA movement, have turned around and said, no, we're not going to do this because look at what's going on. Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of the most despicable people in government, actually retired because of this, because of the MAGA stuff regarding Epstein. So the fact that you are so proudly a MAGA girl and you still call yourself a Christian is crazy talk. It's crazy talk.
I've been super like forward about the fact that like my Christian values are first above any like political party or anything like.
Well, then you shouldn't be MAGA. Just straight up. If you really are a Christian and have Christian values, you shouldn't be MAGA. MAGA is the cult. Christian values come adjacent to that. And if you don't walk away from MAGA as a Christian at this point, then I just believe you're a fake Christian. That's my belief. I don't have any proof of it, but I do believe if you can still support MAGA now and you say that you're a Christian first, then you're a fake Christian.
Like that. It's just like, and some of y'all like it, some of you don't. Like, as you've seen even in this space, when I've got pushback from other creators here in this space, it's been for me leaning into my Christian values regarding specific topics on like.
Oh, you mean like when you went to a My Chemical Romance concert and then tried to validate that with your viewers who have been indoctrinated with Christian brain rot. So they're lost in the sauce. And you're not really truly into it. This is why I say fake Christian. You're not really truly into it because you still want to go see My Chemical Romance. You tried to validate it, and it became such a big deal. You crashed out. You made your Twitter private. And shortly after that, you had to stop making content because your viewers rejected it. Is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure, but continue.
When you look at Goonergate, like, right? So, that was a whole pain, but whatever. So, yeah, I'm a Christian above all else, but I kind of want to just...
Don't believe you.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what I'm going to do. When I get all settled in, I'll make some videos, see how I feel about it. And maybe I'll do stuff more regularly and get back to like social commentary stuff, but beyond just the nerd stuff, because when you have all this stuff going on in the world right now, we see what's going on with Iran and all of this stuff, which I do support. Some of y'all are mad at that, but it is what it is. I don't care. I'm honest and I'm not afraid to be honest. So yeah, so it's like, okay, how much do I want to talk about like politics versus regular social commentary stuff and then add some nerd commentary here and there? But it's just really hard for me at the end of the day I'm not as driven with the nerd commentary stuff as I was before, when it's like there's bigger fish to fry essentially.
Right. In other words, there's no money in that. There's no money in that kind of content. Remember, the quartering talked about this. We made videos about this. Other content creators have gone into detail about this. Other people have talked about it. We're seeing the results of that. We're seeing how that plays out in this space now. There's no money in it, but there is money in political commentary. There just is. This is why Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers has moved into more political stuff. And if you're one of the smaller channels, one of the leeches on Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic, and you're sort of just leeching onto that content, you're seeing diminishing returns. They are as well, but they're much larger. They have a much higher bar set for themselves. So it's going to take longer for those effects to really ripple through their space. But a lot of people that are in the lower level tiers of the Chud space, we're seeing the effects of that happening right now. So there's no big money in the fandom stuff. So of course, a lot of these people, including Melanie, would rather jump into the political stuff because it's much more lucrative and there's more money to be made.
I really felt called to talk about the things that I did over these years. I've had this channel for 4 years now. So, for the like 3 years of it especially, I felt really called to do what I was doing. But part of that was being because like the entertainment industry, like gaming and the nerd culture that I've loved so much for so long had been like so hijacked by these demonic like woke ideologies. And I've made that video about it. Woke ideology is demonic. Like that was at the core of it. Like I need to share.
She's made so many videos about it. I don't know. You've made a ton of videos accusing people of being demonic, which is one of the most egregious things you can do. One of the most irresponsible things you can do. Once you dehumanize people in a way where you make it seem like they don't have value as human beings, then you sort of soften the concept that they deserve any sort of like love or respect or empathy or anything like that. And that's a very dangerous road to go down, and you went down it way too many times. Which is why when people are like, why are you always talking about Melanie Mack? Why are you always going after her and blah, blah, blah? Because she says stuff like this. She calls gay people and trans people demonic. I don't think you guys truly understand what that means in the Christian world. I don't think you get it. I get it. I understand. I understand how dangerous it is.
From a Christian perspective, how against all of this stuff I am. But I feel like we kind of won that war when it comes to like the gaming industry and stuff. While obviously it's still very secular and definitely not Christian, at the very least, like them making games centered around troons and gay stuff and this and that, like that's not, they're getting laughed off of the internet over this.
Well, I would love for an example of what games have centered around trans people and gay people. We're not going to slur them out in here like she always loves to do. She loves to slur people out. Trans people and gay people. I can't think of a massive amount of AAA titles, which are the ones you would be looking at, that have centered around gay people and trans people. That is completely hyperbolic. It is blowing it out of the water and making it seem like it's something that it's not. The truth is that it has just become so commonplace and so widespread in the industry, and people have admitted this in her space already. The Quartering admitted this. It's become so widespread in these spaces, like the idea of diversity when it comes to gay people and trans people, that now you guys can't really pick a target because there's too many things where it's just happening and there's not a lot you could do about it. There's a gay person as a supporting character in a game. You can't even go after that because you're dealing with some other issue over here that makes more money, which is something politically motivated. So that's the reality of it. You haven't won anything. You haven't won anything. But I'm actually surprised she's saying that, because you go on a podcast with somebody who complains about this stuff still on live streams.
Stuff now, and it's not winning anymore. It's like we've already made such a huge impact, and I'm not to say that people.
So wait, it was winning? I thought it was get woke, go broke. If it's get woke, go broke, then that would make me think there was never a point where it was winning. But now you're saying it's not winning anymore. So you're admitting that before your issue with it was that it was something that was victorious and you didn't want to see it victorious. You didn't want to see it successful. So therefore you did everything you could. Your community did everything they could to make it seem like it wasn't successful, to pretend like it wasn't successful, to feed your viewer base this narrative that it's get woke, go broke. So you're telling on yourself here.
People shouldn't talk about it. They should go ahead, right? But I don't feel like making a whole channel centered around it, or keeping the whole channel centered around it, is as needed right now.
It's not financially beneficial, is what you mean.
Okay, this battle's already, for the most part, been won. So whenever they try to do something gay or stupid, sure, I'll make a video about it and speak against it. But it's definitely not as prevalent as woke has died in entertainment, as it started has been failing dramatically.
Well, do you see the correlation here? This is like when I tell people, when you have some sort of claim and you need evidence, you have to look at all the pieces to build your evidence towards that claim. So here she's admitting that it's no longer a big deal. She doesn't feel like it's needed. She doesn't think that people really care anymore. She might make a video about it here and there. She walked away from her channel last summer. She's been focused on gaming streams, and she hasn't really been talking about anything in regards to like culture and politics, on her main channel. So basically what she's saying here is, once there was nothing for her to complain about, once we moved beyond complaining about stuff, she had no other content she could make. Because she says she doesn't want her channel to revolve around that. Okay, switch your channel up. Start talking about stuff you love again and change your content. But no, once she was unable to complain about stuff and make money off of that, then magically she had no interest in making content anymore. And when I say these guys introduce problems with no solutions, this is like exhibit A. If you can't complain about something as a problem, these guys have nothing to say. There's nothing there in between their ears. There's nothing that can come out of their mouth. They have nothing to say about anything unless it is introducing a problem. And she's admitting it here.
So it's like, okay, but there's still room to talk about other stuff that's going on.
Well, then why don't you talk about it?
With that here on this channel, with mixing things up.
Right. But why?
I think because it was predominantly that nerd culture stuff. Now it's like, okay, I can focus more on social issues in the world in general.
No. Why? Go back a second. Why didn't you continue making that kind of content on your channel? What was the reason why? I can tell you the reason. You want the spoiler alert? The spoiler alert is that these guys and girls, be equal opportunity here, only know how to cultivate outrage successfully. That's all they know how to do. So when it comes time to change it up, to switch it up, to twist it up a little bit, they don't have the capability of doing it because they never really had anything to say in the first place. Their opinions are always based on whatever the think tank is, whatever the narrative is, and it never was really about what they're thinking. One thing that I have noticed with the people that make content on this side is that they all just sort of say the same stuff. There's no nuance or slight change in opinion. It's always literally the same talking points, the same complaints, the same words, the same phrases, the same images, the same style of stuff. It's always the same because all they can do is copy each other. That's all they're capable of doing. There's no originality. There's no creativity. There's nothing. It's just complain, and copy each other.
And things that go just like in politics and so on and so forth, and things that go just so far beyond just the gaming and nerd space stuff. But that's where my head is at right now in terms of this channel, because at some point I was like, hey, I might just be done with this channel for good. Like, I might not even come back. I didn't know. But
like what I said last year when people called me out on it. No, she's admitting, this is the second time in this video where she's admitting that she didn't know if she was coming back to her channel.
But a part of me, I don't know, I do miss it. I do miss it. And the gaming streams are fun. I'm gonna, one of the first orders of business I'm gonna do after I get settled in to our new place is going to be streaming Resident Evil Requiem on my gaming stream channel. Cause like, yeah, I just want to do it. Like, I've been excited for this game, so I'm definitely gonna do that. So we'll figure out the balance of like gaming streams versus videos here versus anything else I do. I'm super active on Instagram. If you guys don't see me there, I make stories every single day, and I've been partnering with Shout Out. They're a conservative. Well, I say conservative. They elevate conservative voices, right? Shout Out's a platform that elevates a lot of conservative voices, and then you can get a personalized shout out from me and a bunch of other amazing creators.
So it's like a Cameo for conservatives, because the thing is they never want to integrate with other people. It's always let's do our own separate thing. They're okay with that. But when other communities want to do something separate, like the black community, the gay community, the trans community, whatever, when they want to do something separate, that's an issue. That's a problem. But they're totally okay with having their own little safe space. Okay.
So they've been sponsoring my Instagram Reels and stuff. I've been doing an Instagram Reel sponsored by them once a week, and then my regular stuff there too. So that's just Melanie Mack on Instagram. So I've been having fun with that and with the Reels there, and I post stories every single day, pretty much just like when I cook stuff and just things that I'm sharing. Right now, a lot of what I've been sharing has been centered around what's going on with Iran right now, and
of course, lucrative
the US,
political
Israel,
stuff,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
stuff.
I'm making a lot of people mad, but that's just kind of my MO. It has been.
Oh, so that's why you're doing it. You like to make people mad. I mean, one thing I love about these sort of candid videos from these folks is that they are just telling on themselves at this point. So I feel, again, very validated that my takes on this have been accurate, and that everybody in my comment section that came after me for my speculations and accusations against these guys, eventually they just come out and they admit it. So her MO has been to make people mad. Wonderful. So it's not about changing culture. It's not about doing anything good. It's about just making people triggered. Cool.
So it's funny, but
of course.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I wanted to give you guys a little update and like proof of life. You did see that short that I uploaded, so there was already some level of proof of life, but here's some acknowledgement. But yeah, life is going great for me right now. I'm really excited. God has really blessed me richly, and I'm really happy. And but yeah, I'm not going away. Like I'm still gonna be here. I'm just figuring out at what capacity, what I'm gonna do. And I don't know. I think I was really burnt out of this channel. And then, like, I also was burnt out of, like, the nerd culture space because it was starting to get really degenerate, which, I mean, obviously just a sect of it, right? That was targeting me. Because there are plenty of gamers who are not degenerate, like, right? So, but yeah, I really aggroed a bunch of the degenerate ones, and it was really frustrating and annoying. And again, like, yeah, I just felt like it turned into a bunch of infighting after we kind of like, yeah, the woke died pretty quick. And after that, it was like, okay, now people wanted to turn on each other. And
Right, which just proves what we've been saying about this community all along. It's not about fighting the quote unquote good fight. It's about the toxicity. It's about the constant aggression. It's about always having ops. That's what this community is in a nutshell. So once the quote unquote woke died, which, what the fuck, once that happened, you guys had to pick new targets, and your targets became each other. Because once you don't have an opposition, you have no audience and you have no content, which is why you stepped away. You didn't want to get involved in the infighting, and therefore it left you without a reason to make content. Funny how that works. And you say you were burned out on stuff. Well, just leave it. Why come back? Why come back into the space? Nothing has really changed. There's still infighting. We just had infighting between the quartering and Geeks and Gamers. Somebody you work with. We just had infighting with those guys. And you're like, and I'm ready to come back. Makes no fucking sense.
I was a target because, like, of my Christian values and how I don't like games with porn in them. So
No, you're a hypocrite. You're being a hypocrite. That's why you got called out with My Chemical Romance and how you talked about sexy women in gaming and stuff like that. But then you were also talking about people not wanting to goon out to stuff. Like, you're just a hypocrite.
alas. Anyway, but that's just kind of where I'm at. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing great. And that's just what's up. I don't even know. Like, I can't give a, like, and I'm still going to do the Quartercast live, quartering live, every Tuesday and Thursday. So that's going to keep being a thing. I know, like, these gossip channels are like really.
Well, it's because he's paying you to be there. That's why that's still a thing. You are making tangible money with that stream. So that one is a priority for you. And if that one grift still pays, you're going to pick up the paycheck. Makes sense.
Dragging Jeremy about this, that, or the other. It's all just a bunch of drama and not even true. It's just that's their infotainment. They make up fake stuff for views.
Like you do. Like you guys do. Correct? You guys build narratives over fake shit for views. There's plenty of things that you guys have said that haven't been true just to get views. There's accusations you've made against the queer community just to get views. There's lots of stuff that you guys do just to get views. So let's not pretend that you're morally better than people who are making gossip videos online.
I didn't realize anybody actually took those channels seriously, but apparently some people do believe them, which is kind of funny. But I'm just like, hey, go off, make your content for the lols. But the fact that anybody would believe it is kind of hilarious.
This coming from somebody who has said the most outrageous shit ever. And you're MAGA, so need I say more?
But anyway, there's that. Thank you all so much for hanging out. And yeah, I don't even know how many people are going to watch this because I've been gone for so long. And it's fine. But yeah, I would just be curious to know what you guys would like to see from me here. And
Nothing. I would be okay with seeing nothing. Like, if you wanted to just extend this break for like a decade, I'm good with that. I don't know about you guys in the comments, but I'm good with that. I don't really want to see anything.
Yeah, I do miss posting here. I do. I think after I got over some of the burnout, now it's like, okay, we'll see what happens. So I can't give you guys like a concrete path on what I'm doing, but I'm still gonna be having fun. Like, still gonna be posting for fun and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, top priority is being a wife, being a good wife. Like, that's where
I don't really understand what you're saying here. So you stopped posting because of several reasons. Let's kind of like rewind on this a little bit. You didn't like the infighting, which is still happening. You didn't like all the arguments about degeneracy, which is still happening with like sexiness in video games and stuff like that. You're burned out on the nerd culture stuff, which is still happening. But your top priority is being a wife, which means that you have to somehow justify taking time away from that to make videos about what? Political commentary, social commentary, the stuff that you were doing anyway. Not so much political, but definitely social commentary. But you're still streaming with quartering 2 days a week. So, I mean, what are we supposed to expect? This doesn't really give me a lot of information. Seems very vague.
My top priority in life is, and I have no need to have to grind on the internet. Like, yeah, I'm blessed. I'm in a good.
Oh, another admission. Yeah, so I said that she wasn't making money doing the video content she was making before because it was the hustle for her. And now she's saying it's not a priority to fight the good fight anymore because she doesn't have to grind on the internet. She doesn't have to hustle anymore because now she's a trad wife and her husband is paying for everything, which means that she doesn't have to actually do any of this stuff for money anymore. And once it's no longer about the money, all of a sudden the importance of it goes way, 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 way down. It goes way down. That's really interesting. Another W for me. Let's continue.
Good place, and yeah, I can just have fun doing what I enjoy doing, and the focus is on, hey, I enjoy this and this is for fun and I want to share this message with people, right? So anyway, there you have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Of course, I'm going to be back on my Bible channel and stuff too.
I can't. I cannot. Oh, this is so funny. So essentially, Melanie here admitted to just about every single thing that I speculated in the video that I made when she first announced she was taking an extended break from her channel. And even I said, I was like, I don't think she's coming back. She even said here that she didn't know if she was coming back. So validated in that. But now she is back because she doesn't have to do it for money anymore, which is something else I said. I said if she comes back, it's going to be because she doesn't have to do it for money anymore. So total Eric debunks validation on this one. I keep collecting W's recently. I'm going to need a shelf for all the W's that I'm collecting from these folks. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below about this clip and the clip with the quartering. Was that as creepy for you guys as it was for me? Leave all your thoughts and opinions down below, and I will catch you guys on Tuesday with the Nocturnal Nerdcast. Actually, we got a bonus Copecast on Tuesday. So come in on Tuesday for the bonus Copecast, and then Tuesday night with the Nocturnal Nerdcast. We're getting 2 live streams on Tuesday. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see you guys then. Take care.